Yo. All right, y'all. Yesterday, not today. Today is September the 12th, I believe. Yeah, yesterday was the 11th. And yesterday was my 2-year anniversary. Before we go any further, I just want you guys to know that it's going to be a 2-part video today. Not today. Well, today when you get this, but it's going to be a 2-part video that's going to consist of today, August the 12th, and tomorrow, August 13th. Yesterday was my anniversary. I wanted to see my hair dry and what it looks like before, the day before shower day. Tomorrow will be Sunday, and I want you to see what that looks like. Also, we'll probably have different topics and so forth on both days, depending on what I feel. I try to be one take Jake when it comes to these things and say what's on my mind. But, who knows where that'll go. Now, thank you guys for who's been following me. And for those of you guys who are new, I just want you to know that I've been on this journey as of August 11th, 2021. Now, August 11th, 2021, I had a short fade. It was a taper. I should say not a fade. I don't really like fades, and there is a difference between a fade and a taper. I'm not enough time to tell you the difference. Had waves that went in a spiral, like a swirl, like a mint candy, because I've always combed my hair in a circular motion. That was one of the first things that I got in 2 years ago, as far as advice, outside of my brother. My brother's been growing his dreads, his natties, since I was in the 8th grade, so that was 1987 through 1988, somewhere around there. So you do the math, it's been about 35, almost 36 years. And he gave me some advice, but my first real advice, and it worked perfectly with the direction that I would brush my hair, came from people such as Not Nation. Who else was I looking at? I forgot his name. Lock something. He cut his dreads off and moved to Africa. I forgot his name. He was somebody. Dami Congos was another person. I'm bad with names, you guys. So if you guys know, I'm talking about Johnny the Dread, and so forth like that. But specifically, Not Nation and Dami Congo. I was trying to investigate, first thing I did was I typed in dreadlocks curly hair. And the reason why I typed in dreadlocks curly hair was because I knew my texture was different than others. So for those of you guys who are trying to figure out, will my hair lock with curly hair? What type of hair do I have? Because I started to learn things like hair grades of hair, 1A through C, 2A through C, 3A through C, and 4A through C. I think mine is probably like a 4A, you know what I mean? Might be a 3C, but somewhere around there, right? And I had to understand that verbiage, and I heard people talking about it, so I started doing some studying. And because I would do my hair in a circular motion, one of the first tricks that I learned was when you shampoo your hair, whichever direction you choose to go in, stick with it. So I said, hey, I always go brush my hair counterclockwise. I could always remember that, and there would be no confusion. So I followed those suggestions. I had to trust the process and follow the suggestions. So starting off with these waves, I just continued to not comb my hair and go in this way. Eventually it went from waves to curls and to naps, and that was a long transition. Okay, even when I got naps, I still didn't have curly hair. Thank God I researched people like Not Nation. I want to say, what's his name? Lock something. Oh my gosh. Dami Congo, Johnny the Dread. These were the 4 people, because it was real hard. First and foremost, it was hard to find people who had natties, you know what I mean? Straight dreadlocks. I'm gonna call them dreadlocks, not no locks, nothing like that. Just straight dreads, you know what I mean? Straight natties, you know what I mean? And that's because that's what I wanted. I didn't have the verbiage, but I knew all my life in my family, my mom had dreads, my dad had dreads at one point in time in his life. My brother still has dreads and stuff, and I always heard natty. I never heard of calling them locks. I never heard of sister locks. I never knew any of this verbiage until I started studying, right? And only people who I could find were those 4 people that I admired. And I said, you know what? Outside of my brother, you know, sometimes when you have a source at your hands, they're not always available to you. So you got to reach out and research other people. So I did. And that was the first tip I found, was to go and choose the direction that you want to go. All right. So I slowly started to choose the direction that I wanted to go. And it took a lot of time. One of the other things that I picked up along the way was to not touch your hair as much as possible. Don't itch your scalp, causes abrasion. So that was a hard thing to do. I had to learn that process and so forth like that, you know. So but I have to compromise, right? We all got to compromise on this journey that we're on. You know, some people like, you just got to be strict and don't do anything. Mine, I said, you know what, man, my head itches. So I did some of the things that I seen in my neighborhood, in my household and stuff, when people have braids in their hair or things like that. And if you don't know what that is, that's this. Sometimes the pat in your head is just not enough. So I learned to press my finger like this and to go in the same circular motion that I did, so I don't change up, and to scratch like that, but softly, right? So these are some of the things that you're going to learn along your process. I started out looking for dreadlocks, curly hair. I remember there was this one dude, I don't even know his name, some light-skinned dude, and he had all these tutorials on how to freeform. And I was like, that ain't freeform. You know what I mean? He's got ripping stuff, crocheting and all these things. He wears glasses. I don't know his name. I'm not going to put him down. But early on, I seen his videos, and I was like, that's just not me. That's not the ideal that I have. If that's your ideal, that's perfectly okay. It's your choice. I'm going to tell you what. If you're locked, you're locked. If you have dreadlocks, you have dreadlocks, man. It don't matter if they're manipulated or actual freeform. It's totally up to you, and that's your journey. Embrace the process, embrace yourself, and that's what we do. You know what I mean? It's just not what I was looking for. So those 4 people that I mentioned, the 3 of the 4 that I remember their names, were integral in my development and understanding of what I need to do, because my brother wasn't readily available, so I had to seek these things out. Hopefully, over these past 2 years, I've been a help to some of you guys starting out in this. That's the goal. I like to give love the way I got it. These people don't know me from... I'm trying not to cuss, but I'm going to cuss. These people don't know me from shit from shampoo. You know what I mean? Not So Anonymous doesn't know me. Diamond Congos doesn't know me. Johnny the Dread doesn't know me. And whatever the lock guy is, I forget his name. Oh, and I'm forgetting another dude. Well... it'll come to me in a minute. He plays basketball for the Harlem Globetrotters. It's gonna come to me in a minute. I'm horrible with names, please forgive me. He was another person, you know what I mean, that I saw when I typed in dreadlocks, curly hair. And you know, I just needed to know, and the reason why I typed in dreadlocks, curly hair was because I needed an honest, realistic expectation of how long this process was going to take, because I've never done this, you know. And if you're starting out, you're going to have a lot of angst, a lot of questions, a lot of like, well, when can I expect this, when that? That's very normal, very natural, and I don't think anybody should be ashamed to ask that or feel that. So hopefully you never got that here, but I will say, just trust the process. Sometimes when people tell you to trust the process or things, it sort of seems like a slide, or like, yeah, I heard that, everybody says that, but it's truly there, and you only recognize that trust the process is real when it actually starts happening, you know, when it's realized. But do that. Do trust the process. But I just want you to know, I researched these things because it was very important, and I did have questions. So my suggestion to anybody is to not stop there. You know what I mean? To seek out what they do, what you're looking for. If you want knowledge, cool. The whole thing about wisdom is what we do with the knowledge, how we apply it, and what we understanding of what we can and can't do. You know, these are some things that go and coincide with my personal experience with the 12-step program, and that's one of the things that I really appreciate about this 12-step program that I have. It's just for the day program. And sometimes when things are really in your head and you're obsessing over how long is this going to take or when is this going to happen, I'm not where I want to be. How come my hair in this case doesn't look like that person's? I wish my hair looked like that person's. You know, those types of things. And just taking it just for today, getting in touch with your higher power. Whatever the higher power of your understanding is, whoever, whatever, and wherever they are, that's cool. You know what I mean? And that will help you through the process to calm down, calm your nerves down, and just to know that you could do it. Just for today is really a program that coincides with my journey and the process that I've taken so far, because I could get ahead of myself. You know what I mean? And I think that's very natural for all human beings. You know what I mean? Especially in today's society through social media and all these things that are at our hands. Sometimes it's like back in the days, I remember when WebMD first came out, people were misdiagnosing themselves using WebMD and, just going down the rabbit hole of fear. You know, the process of the 12 steps program that I am, and this even the process of my dreads, has challenged all these belief systems that I have, and I no longer, or I should say, I try not to apply those to me every day. And the more I practice these things, the better I get at doing it. But the honest, realistic expectation of myself is to accept that I'll never be total and complete, and that's a cool thing too. That means I got a lot to work on. You know what I mean? I got room to grow, and that's the difference and change in who I am and who I've become since I've been on this journey along with my 12-step program. So hopefully I'm giving you guys words of encouragement and hope, and just wanting you guys to know that if you want to figure out some things, don't be afraid to look at it and be real concise and precise with what you're doing. Be real deliberate in your searches on your journey. And I'm real thankful that I did journal myself over these 2 years, because I could see the progress, and seeing that progress, I'm pretty happy with what's turned out. I never could imagine what I got, but I'm thankful for what I got, and that alone is self-acceptance, which is so cool. You know what I mean? That's what my journey over the 2 years has been like, in a nutshell, as far as emotions, acceptance, patience. You know what I mean? Humility, which will humble your butt, you know what I mean? And just inner peace and just understanding that. Now that sounds like some yogi type of stuff floating on, levitating type of communication and stuff like that. But no, it's just real and honest and so forth like that. I'm truly in gratitude. I'm in gratitude for those 5 people now. It turned from 4, but those 5 people who helped me along my journey, who were my online tutors, and they don't even know it. So just a special shout out to those people. Now today, this first half, part 1, is just really talking about that, giving you a background on who I am, what I went through over these 2 years, and who was a part of that, and just to say thank you. Tomorrow I will, and also just to focus on what my hair looks like after a full week. Today is Saturday. I don't know if you can see this, but my grass is looking great. You know why it looks great? It's because I had to cut it. You know what I mean? When I cut my hair, I put my hair up in sleeves and so forth, and it shapes my hair, and I want you to see what I look like after I took a shower without wetting my hair. Normally throughout the week, tomorrow's my wash day, so I didn't really want to wet it, and tomorrow's going to be my actual wash day, wash and shampoo day, and I want you to see what it looks like with all of its character. With that being said, I'm going to take you around my kitchen real quick. I don't know how long I'm in this video so far. I don't want to continue to run on, so I'm going to end this as soon as possible. But let me take you around my kitchen, and we're going to see what's going on, what it looks like, and we could talk about some of the characteristics at a later time. But let's see what's going on with me, okay? Let's see. I got to turn my head sometimes to see where I'm at. Now, as I said on previous ones, if you turn, you'll see some like separation and so forth like that. If you hear some loud bangs, that's my puppy, Rottweiler, who went outside, but he can't come outside. And but if you look, this was getting real thick. I've never separated my hair or anything. It's just because when I researched that, when I was researching dreads, curly dreads, one of the things, as I take you around my kitchen, I realized that everybody's journey is going to be different. My hair happened to separate and stay separated in certain parts of my head, and in other sections of my head, I got afro. Now, look at the top of my head. Hold on real quick. I'm hoping that I get this right. But look at the top of my head. Let me pick it up real quick. If I move this, the sides move, both sides move, everything else. There's cobwebbing and it's all one piece, right? It's all one piece and stuck together. But if you go to the back of my head, it looks all separated and so forth. It hasn't been manipulated, it's just what it is. And I think it's just due to the fact that I have a thin set of hair, not a dense set of hair. What I mean is, I don't have a lot of hair. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Not only is it curly, but it's not I don't have a thick head of hair, a whole bunch of hair in one area, and I don't think that it just would afro. I think eventually it will get there, but here it is 2 years and it hasn't done so, you know. So my journey is different than other people, and I'm realizing that as I you know, as I started to study other people's hair. Let me show you something. Look at this, like right behind my ears. That's the curly hair that I have on the lower half. So I'm gonna try to touch it somewhere around here. And that's what my curly hair looks like. You know what I mean? I'm gonna see if I can get a side view of it. Yeah. That's what my hair looks like. And then as it comes out, oh, you see all that gray too? You know? So that's what my hair looks like. You know, on a normal basis. So, yeah. You know, I'm gonna bring it to this other side, hopefully. See that behind my ears? Everything that was underneath my hair or once connected to my hair is falling out, and some of those I got the feeling that they're going to turn into dreads. I've already told people that before, you know what I mean? See how spirally my curls are at the front of my head? Hold on, I'm trying to get the perfect angle. You see that? You know, I have the feeling that those little curls are going to combine eventually and come like that, but if they don't, that's cool. But that's what my journey's like, man. Some of my hair's still not like on the lower halves, and I noticed that when I look at other people's videos, like someone like Not Nation, everybody has those loose hairs. Sometimes they lock, sometimes they don't. Johnny the Dread, right? He has locks on the top of his head, and it helped me to understand that I might not get locks if I'm freeforming in the front. He just had a recent video and he's starting to get it, but he's been growing his hair for way longer than 2 years, you know what I mean? And things happen when they happen. So anyhow, I really wanted you guys to see what my hair looks like with all the character. After a weekend, I've been sweating out here getting this grass looking like this, looking all nice and stuff like that. Putting things on my head, I didn't make it to the gym except for once this week, but I put these little bands on my head to put it up and protect it. And, you know, this is what it looks like. Now, normally during the week, after I go to the gym or do anything, almost every day, I think another reason why my hair separates because it isn't dense. And I do have a thin curly hair. It's real tight spirals though. It's a little bit different when I say curly hair. It's tight spirals But because it's not dense and that separation's still there, I don't know if it's a part of me rinsing my hair, because I still rinse my hair with cold water every day, even though it's locked. I like to rinse my hair every day. Now I'm getting to the point where if I rinse my hair, it's going to be winter time and stuff. I told my wife, like, hey, I might not be able to do that anymore. I'm just so used to rinsing my hair out every day. And, you know, that's part of my process. I don't like build-up, you know, and I want to make sure that when I shower early and rinse my hair out early so I can have all day to let it dry, so I don't get the mold and things that I talk about. If you don't know about the mold, people do talk about it, especially people, if you go look at his old videos, Not Nation, Dami Khan goes to, I believe, his name is on the tip of my tongue. Harlem Globetrotters dude. Troy Blyden. Thank God. There it is. Troy Blyden. He does too. You know what I mean? He talks about that. And, you know, moldy hair and things like that. You know, you got to really be careful of those things. But these are things that I learned just by educating myself. I'm going to keep running on. I told myself I was going to make it quick, but I didn't. So there will be a part 2 of this tomorrow. It'll be after I take a shower and do my hour-long little shampoo, because it takes me about an hour. If you want to know what my process is, I shampoo my hair with black African soap some days. Some weeks I use Frida Roots and stuff like that. I like to use the Frida Roots apple cider vinegar spray to clean it out after I wash my hair, shampoo the hair, to get out any excess, break down any excess soap, because I don't want any buildup. And soap will attract dirt and things, so if you don't fully rinse your hair out, I make sure it's fully rinsed. And then just to do a double check, I use that apple cider vinegar not before but after my rinse out. And I also every shower I have rosemary water that I created on my own. And, you know, and I put that in. But actually, I do that last. But I like to do a cold brew coffee in my hair, put cold brew coffee in my hair after the apple cider vinegar. And then I replenish my hair. That stimulates the hair growth and the follicles, and the blood flow in your hair, oxygen to your hair. And then I do the rosemary to put some more nutrients in. Every week I do that, you know what I'm saying? I wash my hair every Sunday. I don't think when this winter comes, I don't think I'm going to be rinsing every day, but I'm going to keep the weekly shampoo, because my hair is starting to get longer, and it's taking longer to get dry. As much as that sounds bad, like, oh, it takes longer to get dry, I'm just glad that my hair's longer. I don't know you know. We cry about spilled milk, but I'm the type now, through my 12-step program and everything else, it changes your perspective. And even this journey changes your perspective. I'm just happy to have some milk to spill. So at the end of the day, thank you guys for tuning in. I might just make this my last one. I don't know if it's going to be part 1 and part 2. This might be my only one, but it'll be 2 parts. But yeah, you know, I'm going to end this right here. I'll see you tomorrow. 2 Stokes, and I'm out.